Kia ora, good day, hello, good evening, how are we doing? Thank you for joining me. Today I'm doing a tutorial on this particular arrangement. I'm quite excited about this one as I can use Shuzo Fujimoto's tessellation techniques, but start off with an 8-point intersection in the middle. Thanks to Frank van Kollem. So he was origami designer, did a lot of work with Shuzo Fujimoto's techniques, and this intersection was a bit of a mystery to me. You can see it's quite interesting as it's layered up quite heavily, collapsing all the paper together to bring 8 points in. From there, once I'd got that intersection down, I can just use normal clover and hydrangea techniques to do other variations of this. So today I'm just going to show you I'd say this would be the easiest version of this 8 petaled flower, a mandala, or I called it 4 hearts because it looks like it's got 4 hearts, but technically it's 8 hearts, depending on your perspective. But anyways, I chose this one purely because of the grids involved. So this is a little one that needs twice the amount of grids on the diagonals than on the horizontal and verticals, which causes a lot of people some grief, knowing they have to fold 64 diagonal divisions. So this one only needs a 32 by 32, and you'll notice, so that's the square paper orientation. This one, the centered tile at the back is diagonal, and this one's straight. So to do it like this, you need twice the diagonal creases. So today we're doing this one, 32 by 32. Just like to say huge thanks for the help to get this intersection into my brain. Anna Lydia was a big help. She sent me a bit of a video to show me how to do the collapse. And then she got assistance from Paula, who I will post her Flickr albums on the bottom of this video to go and check out some other stuff, because she's done a lot of work with Frank van Kollem's tessellation designs. All right, let's start this off. So, as I said, 32 by 32 grid. Nice and easy to fold because it's just half, and half again. So, what we'll do, I'll put this up here for reference. Here we go. What we do is find the halfway mark, and this pleat is going to be 4 sections across. So we fold in, so you got 2 sections in there, it's 4 sections across, 4 divisions, sorry. There we go. And the same on this side. All right, now doing a plate across multiple, more than 2 across there does make it a little bit more annoying, because you've got a lot more creases fighting against each other to be part of this. So this is the same kind of collapse as a 2 by 2 or a 4 by 4 clover. There we go. And then we collapse those down. Big thing, as I always mention to people, make sure you can see that all of your stuff, see it's popped inwards, make sure they're all facing the right way when you try and collapse it, so you don't ruin your gorgeous grid that you've folded. I think that one's not working well either. And we collapse that one down like that. All right, this is not a terribly easy intersection to do, but with practice it's definitely gotten easier. All right, so what you're wanting to do is right after that section, pinch it in directly after. Yep. Now, so once you got it like that, see it's pushing out along there. Where that crease hits, open up, you want to fold it over like that. And you're wanting to push that under like this. All right. So it's about getting your creases lined up, and then you just collapse it down like that. Next one, we'll do the same thing. This is just kind of, yeah, a work in progress. We'll have to get rid of that in a sec. And just kind of leave it there for the time being. And we're just going to, as I said, it's a placeholder. We're just going to do this over the top of that one. Like that. And the reason why is we're going to unfold and put this diagonal pleat in. Oh no, I've actually forgotten a step. And the reason I forgot was because it's not actually 100% necessary. Let's go back. See, this is what I love about doing my tutorials in one take if I can. We'll get back to here. And the reason why I say this step is not necessary is you can actually collapse just like that, but it looks nicer when you backlight it if you do this bit. So you fold this that one up. And this is the same process you do if you've done hydrangeas before. So what you're doing, opening it up like that, and then you're wanting to open that up. I'm sure there's a technical name for that type of action. Open it up like that, flatten it down, and then you're wanting to move these bits here into the center and flatten down. All right, we'll do that another 3 times so you'll get an idea. Now, be warned, anyone trying these things for the first time, I may make that look nice and clean, but there are so many opportunities for those to not line up and crunch and your paper gets ruined. And hey, that's part of the fun. I've already done this a bunch of times and ruined a number. So, all part of the fun. Or frustration, depending on how you find folding grids. There we go. Aha. Now we're back in the exact same situation because this side looks exactly the same. So we'll go back to where we were. Like that. And we're back to where we were. All right, so as I said, we're wanting to put a diagonal crease in there. So what we want to do is unfold that a bit. You've got all those bits kind of still all as they are. What you're wanting to do is put in a 2x2 pleat in this diagonal space here. All right, like that. Now, what you're wanting to do is push in those ones. So it is a 2x2 plate that goes up to a point. So there we go. And push those ones in. Now, if this works really nicely, it's quite easy. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that seems to be a bit of luck of the draw. Sometimes they collapse really well and sometimes they don't. Now what you got two options. These fat creases here, those corners can go underneath this new crease or they can go over the top. It doesn't really matter. In the end, it doesn't. So they'll crunch down like that. The big point, see, look, that's all looking like it's going in well, yeah? And it's going to flat down, but it won't because this side, this bit just here is popped out. Pop that in. And so it looks, yeah, need to make sure they're symmetrical, but it looks nice once you get it all done, but it's sometimes a bit hard to figure out how exactly to do that. There you go, and that collapses down like that. There you go, you've got the first two there. So now we need to work our way around and do the next of these plates. All right, and that's got that one prepared for the next diagonal. And the exact same thing happened there. Just need to push that in. For that to collapse down nicely, which is doing very well. Look at that, so far so good. Got two diagonals added in. And just one more of these to do. So this, I can't really go and downplay that this is easy. It's not. I'd strongly recommend you've got a very good grasp of, especially Shuzo Fujimoto's techniques. But yeah, tessellation would need a lot of practice before you give this one a go, I would assume. All right, now we've got that done. We won't have to fold it over. We'll just put in these diagonals. I really like this intersection by Frank van Kollem. I could not figure it out myself. I just couldn't see how this would work. It's great because there's so many layers in here compacting the paper just to allow you to do an 8-point intersection is quite ingenious, to be honest. Quite ingenious indeed. So I'm impressed. All right, so that one's lining up nicely to collapse. I'll just put in this last one anyway. There we go, and collapsed. There you go, bit of an 8-point intersection done, and there we go. All right, that may not have been the easiest way to show this, and in future, if I figure out an easier way to describe this to people, I may show. Otherwise, that is what you've got. Cool. So where to from here? I had to figure this out again last night, hence I folded one of these just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. What we do is we'll put some smaller vertical and horizontal pleats from coming off this one. I think it's about there. Yeah, probably. We'll find out soon if it's not. All right, like that. And then so what you're ending up with is a 2-division plate coming up to a point, just like we did before. That's pretty standard shape you'll find. So just to show you, plates coming off there. I collapse that down. Have I got that correct? Yeah, I believe so. So there we go. Like that. Let's go around and just do all of those now. So they're all done and we're working off the same point for each corner. And you see that when I said you put the pleat in around about there, that's because you can put the pleat in anywhere at different points. If you did it out of a larger piece, a larger grid, you could put these pleats further down off that plate, or you could make it try and make it a bit tighter and having one section up. By doing twice the diagonal grids on these, it gives you more freedom to choose whereabouts you'll do it. And yeah, and that'll change the overall shape of your result. There we go. That's looking cool in itself. See, look, there's a particular variation. You could leave it at that, but we won't. All right. Now what we want to do is finish off the angles of all of these. Now, these ones just fold in straight off there, which is why I really like this arrangement out of this grid size, as it finishes off quite nicely. I think I might call this an advanced tutorial. I just thought how funny would it be if someone was like, oh, I'll learn some origami, and then watched a video like this. That wouldn't exactly be the most helpful thing they could come across. And then these bits just fold in like so. All right, looking cool. All right, now, yeah, this is a bit of a funny way to finish off a corner. I did this on this size grid because I really liked how these points finish. So you could actually do this out of, say, a 30 by 30 grid, and it'd work out with a similar result. But just these corners would work out a bit easier. So what I'm doing is you're just pinching that like that. Yep. Folding it down and then flattening that down. So these are basically little hydrangea petals. It's just a technique to finish it off. So and all these things will collapse nice and easily if you've got a nicely folded grid. So I strongly recommend practice, practice, practice on grid folding. If you want to do this kind of stuff, just, yeah, fold lots of grids and try out new things and fold another grid, because the more you do it, the better you get. And reverse all your creases of your grid. So fold it and then fold it back the other way, because that makes these kind of steps a lot easier, because each crease has already been reversed. So you're not making it do something new midway through the process. All right, see, look, that's got its own little thing. That's pretty cool. What we'll do here is we'll just pop these in. Okay, so see those, each little point, they just pop it inside, and then I fold those little flaps back. Coming together nicely. Now we just have to finish off these corners, which are less fun than you'd think. So what you do, what did I do? I think I folded that in there. And then what you're wanting to do is same thing we just did on those other ones. Square that off like that. But these bits are a bit of a pain because it's got more paper there than I'd normally use. All right, let's do that again so you can actually see what I was doing. So we get in here and you want to just get it shaped like that. So you've got the shape there. open it like that. And then, oh, sorry, fold that corner in first. It will help you get rid of that paper better. So there you go. Oh, that's the easiest way to do that, isn't it? Good thing we've got 4 corners and I can do that again and again. Oh, look at that. That was beauty. All right, let's show that again in a way that you can follow. Fold that top bit down. All right. Get it like that. Fold that down like that. Open that up. All right, and those ones just go back up in there. All right, one last one. Oh, that's the look. I'm doing this all over the place. Okay, just have a figure, have a play around. If you fold those bits up like that, and that one up like that, and then fold those down, you'll get it there. Again, I figured all this stuff out practicing, so you may have to do some of that yourself. I can't walk you through everything. But yeah, there we go. That is the general gist of how I made this. I like to call this a mandala because if you make it from a bigger grid, you can add different layers in and it will work out like an origami mandala. Beauty. So there we go. That is a combination of Frank van Kollem's tessellation techniques with Shuzo Fujimoto's clover techniques as well, resulting in this beautiful little arrangement. Tons of different variations you can do with these. I strongly encourage all those people who are into this as much as I am to, try variations, combinations of different things and see what you come up with. Because I'd love to see something like this on a big scale. I just have no time to do such a thing myself at the current point in time. I do hope you enjoyed that. Please check out in the description of this video, we'll put in some links to some galleries. Check out my Instagram for other variations of these tessellation techniques. And I wish you all the most fantastic day.